racing wild, old school glow with a modern style. Hear the revs echo through the street, heartbeat sync with the rhythm beat. Every turn's another story told, every gear shift feels like gold.
May 6th, 2026 marks something a little different in the car scene, a full celebration dedicated to the Nissan 5/6 platform. Hosted at the legendary Bob's Big Boy in Burbank, California, this event brought together enthusiasts from across the community for a night focused on the engines and cars that help define generations of Nissan performance. In partnership with Donut and the Z Car Club Association, V6 Day welcomed everything from classic Z cars to newer VQ-powered builds, creating a lineup that blended heritage with modern tuning culture. From open hoods and engine conversations to late-night parking lot vibes under the diner lights, this wasn't just a meet. It was a celebration of the V6 platform and the people who keep the passion alive. Parked among the crowd at Bob's Big Boy sat something you don't see every day: the Nissan Dune Patrol concept. First revealed at the 2025 SEMA show in Las Vegas, this one-off build takes the redesigned Nissan Armada PRO4X and transforms it into a full desert-inspired off-road sport vehicle. The name Dune Patrol pays tribute to the legendary Nissan Patrol platform, known globally for over 60 years of off-road history and endurance. From crossing Australia's Simpson Desert in 1962 to competing in the Paris-Dakar Rally, the Patrol name has long been tied to exploration and capability, and this concept leans heavily into that heritage. Built with a custom long-travel suspension system, massive 37-inch Yokohama mud terrain tires, prototype Nismo beadlock wheels, and widened off-road bodywork, the Dune Patrol looks ready to leave pavement behind at any moment. Underneath, it still retains Nissan's twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6, pushing over 400 horsepower through a 9-speed automatic transmission, blending modern performance with classic off-road inspiration. Even sitting still in a parking lot, this thing carried the presence of a vehicle designed for desserts, expeditions, and endurance rather than city streets. A concept vehicle for now, but also a glimpse into what Nissan's future off-road direction could become. Parked among the lineup at the Donut Media event was a vehicle that's always existed in its own category: the 1970 Chevrolet El Camino. Part muscle car, part pickup truck, and somehow both at the same time. The El Camino originally debuted in 1959 as Chevrolet's answer to the Ford Ranchero, combining the comfort and styling of a passenger car with the utility of a truck bed. But by 1970, the formula had fully entered its muscle car era. Built on the same platform as the Chevrolet Chevelle, the 1970 El Camino adopted the aggressive styling cues of the time: long hood, quad headlights, and a stance that looked more ready for the drag strip than a worksite. And for performance enthusiasts, 1970 marked the arrival of the legendary SS454 LS6, the most powerful El Camino ever produced, pushing an advertised 450 horsepower during the height of the muscle car wars. Unlike traditional pickups, the El Camino used a unibody-style design adapted from a two-door wagon platform, blending the cab and bed into one continuous shape. It handled more like a car, but in the United States, it was still officially classified as a truck. Even decades later, the El Camino remains one of the most recognizable hybrids in automotive history, a vehicle that refused to choose between performance and practicality. Mixed into the lineup at Donut Media Day was a car that's become one of the most recognizable underdogs in American automotive history, the Pontiac Fiero. Produced from 1984 to 1988, the Fiero was Pontiac's first two-seater sports car since the 1930s, and more importantly, America's first mass-produced mid-engine car. But interestingly, it almost wasn't sold as a sports car at all. To get approval inside General Motors, engineers originally pitched the project as a fuel-efficient commuter vehicle, a kind of economy car Trojan horse, hiding a mid-engine layout underneath. What made the Fiero especially unique was its construction. Instead of traditional body panels, it used a steel space frame covered in lightweight, rust-resistant plastic panels bolted onto the chassis, something incredibly radical for an American production car at the time. When it debuted in 1984, the response was huge. Sales exploded past expectations, and for a moment, the Fiero looked like the future of affordable American sports cars. But early models struggled with underpowered engines, borrowed economy car suspension components, and eventually reliability problems that hurt the car's reputation. Over the next few years, Pontiac refined the platform, introducing a V6 engine, updated styling, and by 1988, a completely redesigned suspension system that finally gave the Fiero the handling enthusiasts had wanted from the beginning. Ironically, just as the car reached its full potential, GM canceled it. Today, the Fiero has earned a strong cult following, remembered not only for its flaws, but for how ambitious and different it truly was. Something a little different from the rest of the lineup. At first glance, it looks like a Nissan GTR, but sitting on top is what gives it away. A full high-speed camera rig built for Hollywood filmmaking. This R35 GTR has been transformed into a dedicated camera chase car, designed specifically to capture realistic in-car footage during high-speed scenes. Mounted above the roof is a specialized pod rig, complete with its own steering controls, pedals, and monitoring systems. That means while actors sit inside the vehicle being filmed, a professional stunt driver can actually operate the car from above. These rigs are used in major productions to create the kind of fast-moving, close-up shots you normally only see in blockbuster films. And the GTR platform makes perfect sense for the job, combining supercar-level performance with all-wheel drive stability and reliability under extreme conditions. Even the matte black finish serves a purpose, helping reduce reflections during filming so cameras can focus entirely on the action. This particular setup appears connected to vehicle effects, one of the shops known for building hero cars and stunt vehicles for major Hollywood productions, including the Fast and Furious franchise. So while most cars here were built for shows, cruising, or racing, this one was built for the movie screen. Parked along the lineup was something you definitely don't come across every day. A Steyr Daimler Puch Pinzgauer 712. Originally developed in Austria for military use, the Pinzgauer was engineered to handle some of the harshest terrain imaginable, from alpine mountain routes to desert environments. Produced beginning in the early 1970s, it quickly built a reputation for being one of the most capable off-road transport vehicles ever made. This particular model is the six-wheel drive 712 variant, instantly recognizable by its long body, canvas-covered rear section, and massive off-road stance. Underneath, the Pinzgauer uses a unique central tube chassis and portal axles, a setup designed to maximize durability and ground clearance while protecting the drivetrain from rough terrain. Power came from an air-cooled inline-4 engine mounted between the front seats, while selectable six-wheel drive and net locking differentials allowed the vehicle to keep moving in conditions where most trucks would get stuck. Over the years, Pinzgauers served in more than 30 militaries around the world, including Austrian, British, and Swiss forces, earning a reputation for simplicity, reliability, and near unstoppable off-road capability. Today, vehicles like this have become favorites among collectors and off-road enthusiasts, not because they're flashy, but because they were purpose-built to go almost anywhere. As the night continued on, Ralph joined me in taking one last walk through the event, checking out the different model cars and displays that helped support the meet and added another layer to the overall atmosphere. From full-scale builds in the parking lot to the smaller details on the tables, it all reflected the same passion for automotive culture that brought everyone out here in the first place. Eventually, the crowd started to thin out, the conversation slowed down, and that wrapped up filming for the rest of the night. Thank you all for watching and for coming along for another car community experience with NikkiPursuit. Until next time, drive safe, take care, and keep the culture rolling.